Hi, I'm Monique Clemens, Strategic Development Director for North America, Latin America, and the Caribbean. Please join us for this session on best practices for member recruitment, engagement, and retention. So in this session, you are going to hear from 3 ICF chapter leaders. You're going to hear from Kirsten and Antje from ICF Germany, Priya from ICF Mumbai, and Betsy from ICF Colombia. They are going to share with you their best practices for engaging the ICF membership, recruiting new members, and retaining those members throughout their journey with ICF. So the 3 learning objectives are: what is the essence of member engagement and why should we start with it? How to design a robust recruitment strategy and implementation plan, and how retention can be made an outcome. Please enjoy the rest of this session. Thank you so much.
Hi, chapter leaders from around the world. A very warm welcome from Kirsten and Antje. We are immediate president, past, and president of the ICF Germany Charter Chapter. We are very honored to having the opportunity to talk today about our learnings and insights about member engagement. So we're going to present what we are doing currently, what we've done last year, what worked out well, and Kirsten will start to explain.
So best practices on member recruitment first. We had a wonderful LinkedIn campaign financially supported by EMEA Europe, and we had wonderful little monochrome posters for LinkedIn with a funny quote, and each of these colors of the little squares was one of the colors of the ecosystem. So colors relating to foundation would be with little sentences around what is the good that coaching brings into the world. Colors about coach certification, credentialing would be in the color of coaching, of credentialing and standards, et cetera, et cetera. So we plastered that all over the German internet to everyone who was somehow related to coaching, and that really helped. So we had a really great social media marketing campaign in Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. There are several posts every day on activities that we have. One thing that we did that was a really good way of attracting members is the challenge, this credentialing challenge. In Germany, we have a lot of coaching organizations, and many people also want to join ICF, but they're reluctant because they don't want to give up the credential that they already have. So now we've done 4 evenings, and we did that 2 times in a row. We're doing it again next week, where we inform people in the form of a challenge of their opportunities to gain an ICF credential without having to start from zero. So it's really, one is about how do you collect your documentation. The second is about mentor coaching. The third is about the coach knowledge exam, etc. So we really walk them through the process to make it easier. We contacted other organizations, supported accredited programs, and supported education providers to become accredited, because in the end, the coach education providers are the people who attract members to ICF.
So the second part, the second column actually is best practices on member engagement. We consider ourselves as Mitgestaltverband, which is a pretty German term, and I actually don't have a pretty nice translation into English, but what it means is we encourage our members constantly and all the time to get engaged, to let us know what they think, what they need from our side. So we did our bucket list, and you might have that in mind. We talked about that previously. We take member feedbacks and topics they bring to us very seriously, and we promote exchange wherever possible. So we decide we are the ICF and we want to get in touch with our members and we want to talk to them. We have very active local chapters. So they do like meetings whenever possible in face-to-face. Nowadays, well, due to the pandemic, of course, more on a virtual basis, but we are just waiting for the opportunity to get together again. We have open spaces for members. So again, we want to give them platforms to exchange and to get together. A new format, new concept that we're going to try shortly is our members speed dating to elicit members' needs, like to, again, bring them together, let them exchange and learn from their exchange. And we have the Sense Maker project. Kirsten, that's one you might want to explain.
Yes, the Sense Maker project, that's it's a concept from Dave Snowden around complexity, and it allows us to interview our members and find out exactly what we want to know from them in the form of qualitative interviews. And then we will be able to make connections between what different people said in order to elicit really what is important to our members. This is a very new concept. And again, we gladly accepted financial help from EMEA I think this is very avant-garde of organizational development, and we'll be able to test this out, and we'll let you know what comes of it. Member retention. What do members want from ICF to stay and to stay engaged? And so one is the lively community that we are building. The other is people want to be able to get CCEUs, to be educated, to continue on their journey as a coach and to continue to grow. I think that's the one addiction that all coaches have, is education and growth addiction. So we offer them virtual education, and there are projects and programs every week, at least once. Then we have a podcast that also gives members CCEUs and resource development when they listen to it and answer a few questions. We had resilience coaching for coaches. So throughout the pandemic, coaches were able to get coaching for free in order to strengthen their resilience in face of the pandemic. And we had wonderful conferences, the Social Impact Day, one full day where we highlighted the contribution of coaching to today's society through with speakers from very different NGOs and wherever coaching was making a difference. We had the Coaching TAC, which is our conference. We wanted to do it live, but we had to do it virtually. Oh, well, what the joy of doing it virtually was that we could give the conference for free. So all of our members who are paying an annual stipend just for ICF Germany got the whole 2-day conference completely for free. So what we do is we usually offset the membership fee that they pay just for Germany by giving the same amount of discount for the coaching tax, so for our main conference, which makes membership not only in ICF Global, but also for our chapters very attractive. And then we have a newsletter with information, articles, renewal reminders. I think that's very important for membership retention, is that everybody cannot miss our announcement on how to renew.
Yeah, this seems to be quite a lot, and you might be curious how we gonna do that every year. And yeah, of course, that does only work with a lot of help of others. So our board is pretty active, very great board. We have our chapter hosts, we have support from EMEA, from ICF Global. So there are a lot of people involved, and we are really, really thankful to have all that support. In case you have any questions, we are happy to let you know more and ask you to reach out to our emails shown here, or just use the extranet where we are presented in the ICF Germany.
We'd love to talk. We had a lovely conversation with people from Brazil the other day. So if you want to just reach out and exchange best ideas, we're always glad to speak to colleagues from ICF. So get in touch.
It is my absolute pleasure to bring to you a short presentation on best practices on member recruitment, engagement, and retention. So let's take this ride. The ICF Mumbai Managing Committee came to play in November 2020. The whole team, as you can see, all beautiful people, came together to decide that we want to do something different and we want to make the membership experience better than what it is. And what can we do to make that happen? How can we make our members belong and feel that they really do care about each other's journeys, and grow together? So together we decided we can achieve more. And we applied our brains and we came up, as you can see, all 30 of us here and many more who came on and left along the way, but with good intention because other things took up their priority. As you all know, we are solopreneurs as coaches, right? And we came up with an initiative that helped build engagement. Engagement, we felt, was the bedrock. We needed to engage people more. We needed to make people feel that they belong, right? And how did we do that? We came up with an initiative called Ripples. As the drop falls, it causes a ripple and forms an ocean. Every little drop counts, and every effort counts to build a change movement, a movement that follows through on our vision and mission of making coaching integral to society. So the Ripples pillars of action started on the 7th of January 2021. We got people who are members and affiliates into a room, into an online session, and we said, let's brainstorm. These are the 4 areas we believe that we wanted to focus on, that is creating awareness, enhancing member experience, enhancing community experience, and making coaching more accessible to people. And as we got into these brainstorming discussions, so many ideas came up from all of them. And our members and our coaches felt that they were part of this whole thing, that, the managing committee is not taking things on their own stride and they're involving us and they're helping us be part of that journey. And so they came up with so many ideas. Like I said, here is just a snapshot of the several ideas that came up. And the reason we picked these ones up, because anything that got a liking of more than 60%, we took that up as highest priority. And as you can see, several of them are ongoing, and some of them we decided that we want to do immediately, and we did. This whole initiative resulted in a variety of different activities that we are doing. Today, we have about 15 of them. And in this presentation, I'm going to quickly take you through as to what each of these are. The first one I'm bringing to you is WhatsApp. It's a monthly focused WhatsApp discussion on a fixed group that opens only on that evening of the month, right? In this particular slide, you're seeing 2 of them. There's one on ethical presence and another one on lead generation. This ethical presence one, for example, was facilitated by Rajat Garg. So he asks questions to each of the coaches who are participating in that discussion, and he to demonstrate the ethical practice of coaching. It was a fascinating discussion. In this particular one, we had understanding lead generation, understanding the what and how. How do we get leads? And Pallavi Tamboli read that particular discussion. Coach Talk is our in-house bi-monthly newsletter. Here, as you can see, there's reflections and onwards, building connections, psychological safety. Each time the newsletter has a theme, and each theme is then followed through in the reportage or the content that's there in the newsletter. So there's reportage of what's happening, what's going to happen, and also some thoughts and discussions and interviews and articles about our coaches, from our coaches, not only from here in India, but across the globe as well. So the Know Your Coach initiative is a fascinating one because it showcases the key areas or the highlights of each of our coaches. In this slide, as you can see, there are 2 of them. There's Ajit Kulkarni and there's Shagurika Kantharia. In these slides, as you can see, they have testimonials about their work from their clients, their skills, highlights about their focus areas and what they want to, what their past experience has been like, their contact information on their LinkedIn, and also what their current credential is. This follows through into a Coach Bites, which is a YouTube video on those coaches' journeys. That means when we finish the Know Your Coach, we also take them into a YouTube video and understand what their journey has been like. what their learnings have been, how have they impacted lives, how have they transformed their coaches in lives. Of course, keeping in mind the confidentiality, but just the joy that they feel and what all has inspired them to continue the journey. And of course, inspiration as to what others coaches can learn from their journeys. We Time is a monthly huddle where we coaches just come together to be, belong, and go beyond. Just talk about stuff that's impacting our lives, what all is happening in our lives. It's another way to engage with our members, and we found it a fascinating way to do so. Then there is the research and publication engagement that happens, which is on a regular basis. We have the coaching journal that comes out. These are 4 issues already out, and the 5th one's coming out as we speak. 2 coaching researchers have come out, and these are research studies, and we go through the whole process of conducting the research, and finally, of course, making certain that it comes out in a properly displayed manner. The International Coaching Week is a big event globally, and so it is in the Mumbai chapter. In the International Coaching Week, what we did is we had a panel discussion where we had corporates who came in and not only talked about their experience with coaching and how coaching has impacted their lives and their teams and their organizations. We also had a fantastic initiative where we got each of our member coaches to do something incredible. We said, each one coach 10. Discover your best self, find clarity of purpose, and achieve your goals. Avail the offer to celebrate the International Coaching Week by reaching out to me to know more about coaching and or experience a pro bono coaching session. So this campaign was put out on social media by our member coaches. And of course, loads of people got in touch with them. I personally, in fact, helped people, over 25 people experience coaching. It was a really great experience. Have you taken the leap? And final countdown, these were supporting campaigns, pushing people to join the whole initiative, and was wonderfully received. The social media posting is wonderful across the 4 major platforms, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram on a regular basis. Each initiative is not only posted, but shared and supported by our member coaches. Learning management themes is about helping people learn more as they're going forward in their journeys, We talk about coaching mastery, the business of coaching, and ways of coaching. And we do this in 4 broad formats, that is webinars and masterclasses. We also do in-person events, but right now we've held back because of the pandemic. We've been doing panel discussions, peer coaching, and the mentoring program. As you can see here, the participation in the side on my left here, and there's so many fantastic participants, I cannot even tell you. We have over 100 participants, and sometimes 120, 130, and 150 plus in different events. Learning provided, as you can see, has been a variety of topics, not only from Indian speakers, but global speakers. The topics have varied from neurobiology to exploring mentoring and mastering the 30-minute coaching session, a deeper understanding of authenticity, etc. And of course, reciprocal peer coaching. This is a snapshot of some of the events and the creatives that we put together to promote our events on social media, etc. The learning output has been, we've done 13 webinars since December 2020. The total registrations were 2,943. That means we had that many touch points, which is wonderful. Webinar hours are 22.5. The CCUs provided are 1,423, and the feedback we've received has been phenomenal. 93% said it's been useful, and 96% said the learning was relevant. The peer coaching hours we did were 384, and what a wonderful experience that was. I personally was also a recipient of this experience, and I really, really enjoyed it. Knock, knock. This is one of my favorite initiatives because it is a check-in with our members. We have the managing committee who's been divided into allocating about 5 to 6 members who they are to be in touch with. And it is a one-on-one check-in to know, are you doing okay? And are we doing okay? Because it's one thing is to engage people, but it's also to know from them that, hey, are we doing okay? Is there something that we should stop doing? Is there something that we should start doing? Is there something that we should keep in mind while we're doing whatever we are doing, right? So keeping that in mind, this initiative has been a huge success. Social partnership milestones, a variety of NGOs we get in touch with who bring in their patrons, their staff, their teams to get coached by our members. And Antarang, Shamata, DTSS, UTMT, and many others. Currently, we are also working in collaboration with the Ignite ICF Foundation and working with Brindavan Education Trust and Shulini University. Corporate partnerships and the impact it's created has been amazing as well. National HRD Network Mumbai chapter, we've done 5 events with them so far, and this is an ongoing initiative. The Bombay Management Association, again, it's a multi-event tie-up. And the Economic Times, a leading financial daily, along with IBM, had a summit in which we provided coaching to several of the attendees. We are also working along with several MBA schools. We've been having dialogues with them, and the intention is to teach students at the young age of what coaching is and how you can have a coaching mindset so that when they get in to the workforce, they understand coaching better and are able to apply it in their teams. And then comes recruitment, right? After all the engagement work that we did, around the months of February, March, we decided we wanted to start promoting the chapter and get more members in, right? And so we started first asking for renewals. So we got our old members to give us testimonials. As you can see here, we have a gentleman called Prasad Pallav, and he says here, I am happy to be a member of ICF Mumbai as my membership gives me the opportunity to coach, network, and grow professionally. Along with this, we had this flyer which talked about the various benefits, the fee structure, etc., and how to become the member, renew the membership details. So this was done on email, WhatsApp, and variety of promotional efforts, not only on direct emailers, but also on social media. And the appeal here was to contribute to the coaching community. Then came the recruitment with the help of making certain that we also want to keep giving reminders. So not only was the initial campaign work, that was one campaign, one particular creative I showed you, but we had 7 such other creatives by other members. And we followed this up with calls, emails, WhatsApp messages by MC members to add the personal touch to coaches that they knew and helping the renewals get done faster. And finally, it was this reminder email and this creative that was sent out that have you renewed yet, and this was done only 1 day remaining. What are you doing? Why have you not renewed? So a lot of people leave things to the last minute. And so this was for them and their benefit. And we also realized that as several new members had joined the fray, we said, why can't we use their connect? That what is it that they joined for? Some joined to connect, some joined to learn, some to make impact, right? And each of them, we got their testimonials and we made this particular campaign. So we wanted to use, we leveraged on the why of not only the old members, but also the why of the new members who joined into our chapter. We got these testimonials put on social media. And again, this has been a sustained effort throughout the year. And of course, the result was retention, right? Naturally, that happened. As you can see, the increase in the membership has gone up. In 2019-20, we were at 96. In 2021, we were 128. And 21-22, now we are 145. The 90% of our members renewed, and we are so proud of that. So going forward, with all of this, behind us, and all of this, happened, and all of this been done, we believe we are making quantum leaps and taking huge strides to making coaching integral to society. Our chapter is all set, in fact, to take on yet another great challenge, which is the ICF India Coaching Conclave 2022. And we are all already discussing. There's so much work happening in the scenes, back in the scenes, and we're so excited to bring to you this conclave in the coming year. So we have ignited the boundless passion of all our members. We started out at the beginning with them, and we're still going forward in some way or the other, connecting with each of them, engaging each of them. And we believe that this passion, energy, and potential of the chapter and the dynamism and vibrancy of our coaches is palpable. The ripples we started out are now making waves, my friends, because we decided we wanted to engage. The bedrock of recruitment and retention is engagement. And that's what we started out with. And that's where we are here today. And that's what I wanted to share with you. I wish you all the best, and thank you for listening to me.
Have you ever wondered how to keep your members engaged. Hello, fellow coach leaders from across the globe. I am Betsy Anciani from ICF Colombia. Welcome to the ICF Global Leaders Forum 2022. During this session, we're going to explore key aspects of our chapter membership and some of the best practices to get outstanding results related to recruitment, engagement, and retention. So let's start with member recruitment. First, encourage members to bring a coach colleague. Your chapter can organize recurring events where members can bring their coach friends. Make sure to recognize those members who are more active, bringing new friends. Please review the list of your inactive members and get in touch with them to check if they are ready to come back. Keep them updated about what's new in ICF, both globally and locally. Invite them to your chapter activities. Testimonials. Testimonials are a great way to share ICF membership benefits with potential members. Collect and share those testimonials both by video or by writing through your chapter website and social media. Invite your members to share their membership digital badge through their social media, website, and marketing material. Invite them to share the proud of being an ICF member with logos and all the material for marketing and social media. What about visiting several organizations to talk about ICF? This is a good way to increase awareness about the chapter activities, but also a special way to meet coaches who would be a great fit as new members. Content marketing strategy. Make sure you create a great strategy that includes podcasts, webinars, blogs, and posts on social media, but with valuable information for current and potential members. Now it's time to talk about member engagement. Why should we care about this? Successful membership engagement can directly relate to members' recruitment and retention. Delivering more value than the cost our members pay can increase the number of engaged members. First of all, you can conduct targeted surveys. This service can help you to measure the level of satisfaction of our members with our organization, and if there is a true connection between members and the content that we are creating for them. Surveys are a great tool to collect important information like the value that members are perceiving on their membership. This information can also help us to improve our members' experience. What about organizing events based on topics of interest that you already identified through those surveys? These events are great for networking among members and the opportunity for them to connect with special guests. Example of this can include award ceremony, learning opportunity, and what about events where you can share what's new in ICF? Communication channels. It's very important to identify what is the best communication channels to keep in touch with our members. Use this channel to share local and global ICF news. How about celebrating members' progress in their coaching career, like new credentials, awards, or special mentions received. You can also could create a private Facebook group where members could share their events or their portfolio. That's also a great way to connect. Leadership opportunities are widely available through ICF. Show to your members different ways to develop their leadership skills by creating different committees. Members could choose to join committees like public relations, membership, continued education, marketing, or some other great ideas. In this way, they can cooperate with the chapter performance. When talking about membership benefits, make sure that you explain them as clear as possible. You could create short videos or flyers when you can share the information in a more easy way and send them through the communication channel. Authentic connection. You can build up an authentic connection with your members by creating personalized content. Use the information gathered through surveys to understand what is valuable for your members. Ask them to participate in different chapter activities, but also ask them to propose new activities. Now, retention. How to talk about retention? Design an outstanding onboarding process. You can create a welcome package, or you can send them an email from the chapter president. That welcome package could include marketing material like a mug or a mouse pad. Exit interviews can help you identifying why some members are leaving and make the necessary adjustments. What about talking to other chapters, sharing best practices, what have worked and what have not? Also, I invite you to create a memorable experience. Are you creating a very local experience? Are there any special cultural tradition in your country that could make the difference? Keep your members updated about what's happening in ICF. You can create a local newspaper, or what about a Zoom magazine where new members could be welcomed? Create experiences only for members. And find out in the first place why your members join ICF. This could be very helpful to design a personalized experience. I would like to close this session, sharing with you this quote: coming together is a beginning, staying together is progress, and working together is success. I invite you to share your success stories, and let's keep in touch.